Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am a first-time mom of a 2-month-old. She actually has her 2-month checkup today. I wanted to start a platform where I could just kind of share my life figuring out this whole mom thing. It's just been a really tough journey and I've been figuring out a lot of things that no one really talks about, and I just figured someone should be out there kind of talking about it and helping other moms or other women kind of understand what it's like to have your life just completely change like this, and kind of adapting to that and figuring that out. So yeah, I will let you guys know a little bit more about myself as we go along through these just vlogs into my life. I wanted to do this channel for the longest time, but every time I try I just get too nervous and I end up just not even doing it, or even I'll like post a video and then I'll just delete it because I've just let my ego talk me down and I get too scared. But now that I am officially a mom and just figuring out so much shit, I know that this is something that I would have really appreciated, and I feel like other women can appreciate. I mean, you don't have to be a woman or a mom, like you can just come chill. Guys, look at the sun right now. Beautiful. So beautiful. I haven't seen the sunrise in so long, you guys. That's such a blessing to me today because it's one of my favorite things in life is the sunrise and also the sunsets, but I prefer sunrises, and just seeing that, a blessing, it really is. I decided this channel is something that I really want to do, and I decided I'm gonna do it, but I keep putting it off, and I keep saying like, oh, I need to look better, like I just need to find the time to like put myself together, because I don't know, I want to feel good about myself. But let's be real, being a first-time mom of a 2-month-old, that's really it's kind of like unrealistic to be able to get ready every single time I want to make a video. So let's just be real, this is what I'm gonna look like majority of the time. I really need to shower. Fuck. Oh, they didn't give me a light. Sorry, I kind of have to film lower because I am driving and I have nowhere to hold up my phone. I'm at a stop sign right now. I'm just filming every time I'm stopped. But yeah, let's be real. I'm gonna look like this a majority of my vlogs. I really need to shower. I haven't showered in several days. So, brush my teeth like every other night maybe. Didn't brush my teeth last night. I have 2 new pimples, so that's great. My acne has been ass, legit ass. I'm driving on a really small road, so not too worried right now. But yeah, my acne's been ass. It's kind of getting better, but ever since my 3rd trimester, I've just been breaking out consistently. So that's what I've been dealing with. Yeah. I got a bunch of new skincare products and I'm trying to keep up with my skincare, but it's really, really hard. I've been working on getting my little girl on a schedule, which has been going pretty good. It's just I have to wake her up, and I freaking hate waking her up because it just takes so long to get her to sleep, and to sleep like a good amount of time. But I've tried to implement a schedule. I've tried it before and I just kind of failed. I tried again this week and it's been going pretty well. Yeah, but yesterday she literally did not sleep during the day at all. So once we got her down in the evening, I just let her sleep and she ended up throwing her whole schedule off, and we have a doctor's appointment today. So just trying to keep sane. It's been a rough week, I'm not gonna lie, emotionally, not necessarily with my little one. I go through huge emotional roller coasters. I'm like 9 weeks postpartum now, so I'm past the 6-week mark, but that doesn't mean I'm just like back to normal. Definitely not. That's gonna take some time. I've learned that's gonna take some time. I have her 2-month checkup today and I'm really, really, really nervous because this is when she's getting all her shots. I'm just more nervous for like the after part. Obviously during is gonna suck. I hate hearing her cry when she gets a shot. It's like the worst cry ever. So I'm definitely gonna cry, but I'm really nervous about the following days after this because some babies just aren't super happy after the vaccinations. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping she'll be one of those babies that just likes to sleep a lot. But yeah, I will update you guys when I can later. Peace. Hello again. I am on my way to the drugstore to get my little one, Alina, some Tylenol. I'm in my apartment complex parking lot, so I'm not on the road, don't worry, I'm being safe. We just got home from her 2-month checkup, and it actually went pretty well. The whole point of me making this channel is to be 100% honest with you guys, so, you know, I'm gonna talk about mental health, and I think that's something that's really a challenge in motherhood, which was a huge surprise for me because I'm usually pretty strong mentally. But it's been really hard, and I've been wanting a therapist for a minute now because I notice some of my thoughts and I just realized, like, I should probably talk to someone about this. I'm trying not to get emotional because it's really hard for me to talk about my feelings because I'm someone who can just deal with them on my own. I've always done that my whole life. I've just been someone who doesn't want to bring my problems to anyone else because I feel I'm usually strong enough to deal with them on my own, but I'm at a point where I do need to talk to someone, and it's so hard for me to admit that. I'm all for therapy. I actually went to school initially. I went to college for a year to become a therapist and major in psychology, but that didn't happen. But yeah, the reason I bring up, you know, a therapist and mental health is because when I was at the pediatrician, they have you fill out a survey kind of to see where you're at in your mood and your mental health, and you know, the doctor kind of had some concerns about my answers, which it was a little embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie, to admit that, you know, I'm not really at a place where I want to be mentally, and it is kind of concerning. I just never got a counselor or a therapist or looked into that because I just was like, I can't afford that, but apparently you can get some covered with insurance, so the pediatrician is going to recommend me to a counselor, which I'm grateful for. It's just, I feel really embarrassed. I don't know why. I've just never been able to admit or had to admit that I need help from anyone else but myself. I'm just a very independent person like that. I just grew up kind of having to deal with my emotions on my own, just kind of the way that I was and the way that my family kind of was. It's hard admitting that you need help with mental health when your entire life you've just dealt with it on your own and been able to get by. And I do feel like I need that extra help right now, and it's so hard for me to admit that, but I'm trying to get through this, and I want to be happy. I want to be happy for my family, so I don't want to get emotional. It's just been a little hard, but I want to be raw because that's the whole point of this channel. Because motherhood, I feel like so often mothers and people just hype up, you know, having kids, and it's great having kids. It's such an amazing experience, but it's also extremely challenging, and I feel like we kind of just sugarcoat it all the time, which is why so many things were so surprising to me, figuring things out that were so challenging. And I just wish I had someone, you know, that was honest and raw and say, hey, like, this isn't always something that's gonna feel amazing. It's gonna feel fucking hard at times, and you know, this is how to deal, or this is how I'm dealing, and to just kind of relate on that level. I feel like, you know, there's just so much tiptoeing around the hard parts of motherhood because you always want to seem happy about having a kid and excited and joyful when it's not always gonna feel like that. So yeah, that's just my experience, and I hope there are other moms that can kind of relate or understand to that degree. But yeah, I need to go. My fiance is waiting for me at home, so I will see you guys when I can see you. Peace. I'm sitting here with my little Alina. Say hi, Alina. Say hi. Oh, she's camera shy, which is surprising because she's a Leo, but she loves her compliments and her attention. Are you talking? Yeah? Are you talking? Who's that? Who's that? Is that you? Say, hey. See, she's camera shy. Like, she'll start talking off. She'll start talking and smiling when the camera's not on her, and then as soon as I put like a camera on her, she or like a phone on her, she stops. But yeah, see, you're trying to talk. You're trying to talk. Anyways, so I thought I would talk a little bit about what happened at the pediatrician, kind of how they gave her the shots, what to expect if you're a first-time mom and you have a 2-month-old. I don't know, maybe, or you're expecting. Yeah, you want to tell them? So I didn't know this, but there was a bunch of, I looked up the 2-month checkup online, and they don't really give you that much information. Oh, we're spittling. We're spittling. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they don't give you that much information. What are you doing to my... They don't give you that much information on like how they give you the vaccines. She's kicking my chest right now. That's all that movement. Hey, she wants attention. There's a bunch of vaccines that I saw that she needed to get, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be hell, because everyone talks about the 2-month checkup, you know, and all the vaccines they get. Yeah, Mama's not paying attention to you. You okay? I'll try to wrap this up because she's starting to get fussy. What? Okay, well, I'll have to come back and talk to you guys later because I have to figure out what she wants. Isn't that right? You being a fussy puss. Well, I'll talk to you guys about it later. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. You like that? Okay, so I got her down for a nap, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit more, just kind of about my situation, also the pediatrician today, just to give some more details on that. I knew that she had to get a bunch of vaccines, and so I was really nervous to go to the 2-month checkup today because I've just heard kind of horror stories from the 2-month checkup, just, you know, babies being fussy, you know, getting all those shots. You know, it's not fun for anyone, let alone an infant. Yeah, just like having reactions to the vaccines, which is like really scary, at least to me as a mom. It's scary to know that, you know, your child can have adverse reactions to something like that. She ended up doing really well. She was able to get settled down after the shots really easily. She didn't cry super long. She slept in the car ride on the way home. She's sleeping now, so I think she's one of those babies that just kind of sleeps when she, you know, goes through some pretty traumatic things. She's like her mama in that way. Yeah, I thought I would kind of tell you guys how they did the vaccines, and also just a little bit more about, you know, mental health and motherhood, since I did mention today that the doctor recommended me to see a counselor because of my survey answers. The vaccinations were actually not nearly as bad as I thought. They were only 2 shots. They put like, I think 3 different vaccines in one of those shots, so genius idea. I was really scared that they were gonna have to do like 4 different shots. But no, it was only 2 shots and then 1 oral one, which was the rotavirus one, I think. 1 oral little thing that they squeeze into her mouth, and that was pretty much it. Of course, they did her weight and her length and all that, and then they had me take that mental health survey, which they hadn't done before. It's funny, the first few weeks after she was born, I'd say within the first month postpartum, I was actually pretty like mentally okay, especially those first 2 weeks. Like I was pretty happy, as much of a struggle as it was, and I can get into all of that in future videos. The first 2 weeks was difficult with feeding because she was jaundice in the hospital because because my supply wasn't coming in strong enough. It was just constantly going to the doctor that first week, trying to get her to gain weight. You know, breastfeeding was a challenge, feeding her was a challenge because I refused to do bottles while I was breastfeeding. It was just a whole process, but even in that, I was still so much like mentally happier during those first few weeks of her life. It hasn't been up until recently that my mental health has kind of declined. And I really don't want to get emotional because I've been getting emotional every single day and it's really annoying. Honestly, it's because I don't know how to incorporate any kind of self-help into my life right now. I don't have any free time, obviously. I'm always in the house all day. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment and it's pretty small. I mean, I'm blessed to have a beautiful place to live, don't get me wrong, but there's nowhere to really go outside. So I'm kind of stuck in the house all day unless I want to take her and drive to like a park somewhere, which is a whole process. If you're a mother, you know, taking your baby anywhere is a whole process, and sometimes it's just easier not to. I do take her on walks, you know, whenever I feel like I can, you know, take her somewhere. I've taken her shopping with me, but just difficult, especially when you're first starting out as a mother with an infant. You're kind of scared of everything, and so even just taking your baby out for a walk is super scary because you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how your baby's going to react. You don't really know what you're doing, so it's scary, and it's not something you want. At least for me, I've also been going through a lot of anxiety. You know, mom anxiety is a thing, which, you know, I'd always heard, you know, you're always going to be worried about your children. You're always going to be, you know, they're always going to be on your mind, but I didn't realize how intense it is and how it really is anxiety. And anxiety is not something anyone likes to go through, and it can take a huge toll on your mental health. So that's been a big part of it as well, is just constantly being anxious about her. I'm just always so anxious about her. I'm not gonna cry. I don't want to cry. So the anxiety has been pretty shitty. It was actually really, really bad the first couple weeks she was born. I literally couldn't sleep because I was so worried about her. Sorry if the lighting is like really bad. Anyway, I literally said I wasn't gonna cry. But I don't talk about how I feel, so when I do, I cry. So yes, I've been dealing with lots of anxiety. I've just been inside all day, every day, you know, doing the same thing every day, just trying to take care of her. You know, I can't just sit on my ass all day, and that's kind of what I've been doing. While I was pregnant, I really didn't have the energy to do anything, so I never really went out and did stuff. I really just stayed inside, and I was content with that, just because, you know, I wanted to go easy on myself. I wanted to rest because I was just always tired, and I just didn't really have this strong motivation to go out and do stuff. There's just not really a lot to do when you're in a new area. I don't really have any friends, and so I didn't really have anything to do. So I just took that time to rest, and now looking back, it's like I really regret not utilizing the freedom that I had and doing more stuff, because now it's like I feel like I don't have that freedom anymore, and it's just really, really suffocating. I really do think that moving to a house with a yard would be 10 times, 100 times better for me. I can just go outside in my yard if I need to get some fresh air or ground myself in nature, because I absolutely love nature and being outside. But in this apartment, I really don't have the ability to just go outside. I mean, I have a patio, but it's like a concrete small patio. Like, there's no, you know, nature around me, and it's just sad. To me, it's just sad, and I think it's making me sad. But as I've learned, your situation does not make you happy. You have to choose to be happy. So I'm not just leaving it up to my home to keep me happy. I really need to work on myself internally, and it's just been it's been a fight. It's so hard for me to talk about this stuff because I feel like I'm acting ungrateful, or I'm acting like I'm not happy having, you know, my baby girl in my life, and that is not the case at all. I love my baby girl more than anything in this world, but I'm hoping that some of you can relate. But yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it because I'm getting super emotional, and it's just like I'm just starting out this channel, so I don't know if we need to get that close yet. But I just really wanted to bring light to some of these feelings that I've been having, because I know there has to be moms out there that have felt the same or feeling the same things, and being a mom is not this just what everyone makes it seem to be, you know? It's so much more than what people put out there on the surface. Honestly, I've just like been kind of pissed off that no one really talks about it, or no one really told me about these things. I've always heard that it was going to be hard, but I never knew in what ways. No one ever talked about all these little things, you know? The anxiety, you know, the sadness. I had heard of postpartum depression, but people put a line between being postpartum depressed and not being postpartum depressed. I feel like there's a huge grayscale in the middle of where you kind of stand postpartum in your mental health. It's not just you're depressed, you're not depressed. There's a big in between there where, you know, not every day is good and not every day is bad. And that's kind of where it's been. And, you know, recently more days have been bad mentally for me, but today's been a good day. So, you know, I'm grateful for the good days. Yeah. I've honestly been really nervous to, you know, talk about this kind of stuff, because while the mom community can be really supportive and amazing, they can also be very judgmental. It's scary to put myself out there like this as a mom because I'm so scared of the backlash. Guys, mom guilt is so real. Another thing I didn't really know about, mom guilt. It sucks. You have it all the time. I don't think it's ever gonna go away. So there's so many different opinions and techniques out there, and if you feel like you're doing one thing wrong, you feel like the worst person, the worst mother in the world. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been going through right now. I really wanted to share that for any of you out there that might be feeling the same thing. I totally understand. Hang in there. Honestly, like, I never even realized how freaking amazing moms are until I became one. It is crazy what mothers are capable of doing and capable of putting themselves through. I always remind myself it could always be worse, and I need to be grateful for my situations as they are. Yeah, and I'm trying to get more inspired with life, and, you know, even with this channel, I'm finally gonna put myself out there. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I really hope you will join this little community that I'm starting here. I would love to have you, and yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye.